Good afternoon, all. Thanks, Carter, for that intro. And a big thank you to Mark Anthony Thomas and the Greater Baltimore Committee for hosting this terrific summit. I am a very fond lover of this region. I was born in Philadelphia. I was raised in Washington, D.C., and I have lived, moved around, worked in, and worked for this region for the last 30 years. As the CEO of the Greater Washington Partnership, I have the pleasure of working with leading employers from Baltimore to Richmond. And all of those employers are vested in these markets throughout this corridor. We are a unique alliance of CEOs and C-suite executives from diverse sectors, diverse industries. As a collective, they employ over 300,000 employees here in the region at over 1,200 locations, generating over $19 billion in annual earnings for local residents and contributing at least $41.5 billion to our regional economy. Our goal as an organization and as a table collectively is to champion inclusive economic growth and identify transformative opportunities that make this region vibrant, economically competitive, and truly the best place to live, work, and build a business. Together, we leverage experiences, resources, assets, data, insights to identify key challenges and also offer real solutions to our region's most pressing issues. Our super regional approach, which is a bit unique, we're here today talking about Baltimore. Our organization and the leaders who are at the table, they take on an approach that is considering tailored solutions for each community with a much broader regional strategy. And why do we do that? We do that because we believe that scale is crucial as we consider global competition for ideas, for investment, for people and talent. We also know that people, they move cross-jurisdictionally for jobs, for education, living their life. And we also know that today, probably more than ever in a post-pandemic environment, economic futures are increasingly interconnected. So as we look at our investments across the region, when we think of our assets, we look at our region and we think in terms of this corridor, we are incredibly unique and a very desirable place to invest. We have a highly educated and diverse talent workforce. We have great jobs, we have transportation, we have an innovation ecosystem needed to thrive, but also an opportunity to harness. We're the 8th largest economy in the world. We're the 4th in the country. We are home to over 10.5 million residents. We have 50 Fortune 1000 companies headquartered here in this corridor. We have a network of businesses and global thinkers in technology. We have the highest density of high growth tech companies in the nation. And we are home to over 100 outstanding colleges and universities preparing the next generation of diverse and exceptional talent. We have everything right here in our region. We have the ability, we have the potential to be able to impact neighborhoods, cities, states, and a much bigger region that will really set us apart and does set us apart from the rest of the world. So as we talk about investments and we think about this very broad footprint that the Greater Washington Partnership leaders are a part of, what we know is that Baltimore's success is critical as we think about competing nationally and globally. So some of the investments that are happening throughout this corridor. In Richmond, we are seeing vibrant, dynamic growth, beautiful new skylines, and a new development to include the Diamond District, a $2.5 billion investment development project. We have Lego's first US manufacturing plant, expected to generate over 1,700 jobs. VCU's new athletic village, an expansive data center growth. We look at Northern Virginia, and we have continued development and expansion of Amazon's HQ2. We have Virginia Tech's Innovation Campus and National Landing, which is growing as a live, work, play, eat destination. In DC, we are witnessing incredible investments from private sector and public sector aimed at revitalizing what is so important right now, our downtown corridors, and beyond, to include Capital One Arena, to include the great work that's happening at St. Elizabeth's campus, the expansive growth at the Wharf, and state-of-the-art facilities to include MedStar and Johns Hopkins Bloomberg Center in the heart of Washington, D.C. And in Baltimore, you're hearing it throughout the day, all the investments that are happening right here and are primed for future investments. We see ongoing major commitments in infrastructure and multimodal connectivity, essential to drive regional economic mobility and growth. The Baltimore Red Line being a transformative addition to our transit infrastructure. 2 years ago, the Greater Washington Partnership, alongside 26 leading employers, made a transformative investment and commitment of $4.7 billion to invest and grow inclusively and intentionally in this region, recognizing that ways to help close wealth disparities could unlock $25 to $50 billion in GDP by 2028. Here we are 2 years later, leading employers from Baltimore to Richmond are investing, soaring, and have committed and invested $3.2 billion towards that $4.7 billion pledge around supplier diversity, underrepresented communities, and access to capital. We want the rest of the world to be able to join this region of leading employers of fantastic regional assets to be able to push this region forward and compete globally. Investing in Baltimore is not just about opportunity. It is a special time. There is great momentum. There's fantastic energy and community and cohesion with private sector and public sector. Governor Moore says, for this to be Maryland's decade, it has to be Baltimore's time. I could not agree more. I could not be more motivated and energized by the leaders who are here and the possibilities that are to come. Thank you so much for having me. Mark Anthony Thomas, thank you for spearheading this fantastic initiative right here in Baltimore to bring more to this great city. Thank you.